Skiba News Nation. Skiba News Nation. You gotta check out Skiba News Nation. Got Jeremiah Skiba and his friend Jake Grant at Opal's Corner with his thoughts and his rants. Skiba News Nation. Skiba News Nation. Come on and check out Skiba News Nation. Conspiracies and UFOs and things that fly around and don't nobody know. Hidden history and Bible prophecy. You can hear it all on Skiba News TV. Skiba News Nation. Skiba News Nation. You gotta check out Skiba News Nation. History's mystery.
Truth is back, baby. How you guys doing? How you doing, Jake?
Hey, doing all right. I just got
coming in-
my office here set up a little bit better, and yeah, man, it feels good. Spread my wings a little bit over here in Kentucky.
Yeah, so you were just at a conference. You want to talk about it?
Yeah. I went to Faithfluence, which was here in Owensboro, Kentucky, and it was a pretty interesting event. It was kind of like Christianity meets influencer networking event, and
Nice.
we had a TrutherCon booth. I have a picture. I'll show you guys later in the segment. I have it in some of the clips I got for tonight's news topics. But yeah, it was pretty sweet. Yeah, we were promoting TrutherCon, and I talked to some people about my board game, and yeah, it was sweet. I got to meet a couple influencers that had several million followers. You know, they were super interested in what we got going on, and
It's only
Yeah.
faithfluence, not influence. Just kidding. Just making jokes here. But we love you guys at the faithfluence. I kept getting messages from them. And I was like, man, I should have gone. But
yeah,
it's super cool.
One cool thing that happened is we gave away 2 TrutherCon tickets to some attendees, right? And when they announced the tickets, they were like, "Hey, everybody, we have a free trip to Dallas." And I was like, "Oh no, it was supposed to be just 2 free tickets, not a trip." And then what they said is they're offering to pay the flight of the 2 people that won the ticket to fly down to be at our event in TrutherCon in November 7th and 8th. So much thanks to Jordan and the Faithfluence team. And, they willing to, put some people on a plane to go all the way to our conference here in Dallas.
Hey, man.
So that's,
If they want to partner
sweet.
with us, I'd love to work with them. I mean, they sound like really great people, so I would like to surround myself with great people. Hey,
That's pretty
but do you
cool.
want to
Pretty
see
cool.
something pretty epic about? Sorry, my watch is trying to listen to me. You guys want to see an update on Opa? Well, here we go.
Oh yeah.
He's
How's
working hard
Opa?
for you guys. I hope you guys know that. Here we go. Get it.
Go, Opa!
Get it.
Go,
Get it.
Opa!
Get it. Oh.
He's determined. You can see it on his face. He's like, "Fuck this." Oh, love you too, Opa.
So thank you to everybody who's given to the GoFundMe thing, and your prayers and everything. I mean, just been so supportive, and I know he loves each and every one of you just like we do. And today he said, "Have a good live stream," and I could tell in his eyes and in his face that he was like, "I want to be there." And I was like, close the door. But yeah, so he's hoping
That's
today
super
goes
cool.
well, and I think it will. But I do want to, before we get started, Jake, I do want to give a shout out to our Patreons, and they are super awesome. Of course, Chris from Canada is at the top. He's our super duper fan. He pays $99 a month. And then our exclusive producers, shout out to them. They're awesome. And our Truth Crew. So shout out. If you see your name there, leave a comment. And who knows, we might even put the link to have you guys physically video in, maybe, on our Discord. So if you're not already a member of our Discord, go check us out there. So Anyways, just wanted to share that.
Yeah, thank you guys for supporting what we got going on. We're really appreciative. And sometimes we put the wrong Patreon header on our episodes, and that's usually my fault. So I'm so sorry. Sometimes we don't give everybody a shout out, but we are very grateful. So thank you for sticking with us. Oh, no whipping, master. Okay.
All right, what you got for us?
Well, first I wanted to start off with some user submitted videos. We got some interesting current events and news that we want to talk about, but over the past few months, we've had some really interesting clips sent to us from some followers of Skiba News Nation. So we're going to kick it off with this really interesting series of clips sent to us from our viewers. Check this out.
Some truth, 100% truth. There is nothing fictitious about black magic.
Christopher Lee on
anyway,
black magic.
whatever. It is a fact. It is a fact which has existed for several thousand years. I mean, when we talk about black magic, we are talking about Satanism, necromancy, alchemy, witchcraft, the worship of
Prometheus
Satan,
lens.
the worship of dark forces, whether it's voodoo, juju, whether it's something practiced in the Western world or the Eastern world, whether it's
call our cat.
Easily defined or not easily defined, the order of the left-hand path, the following of this, the following of that. It is basically the worship of the force of evil as embodied by Satan, Lucifer, the princes of darkness and their legions and so on. In a very simple sense, of course, it goes much more deeply than that. It is a fact. It is a desperately dangerous fact. It does exist. It exists around us today. Satanic ceremonies will be happening in Britain tonight. Very definitely. Ask any priest, ask any member of the forces of law and order, and they will tell you that Satanism as such, it's there, and it has been for thousands of years. Man has worshipped the devil longer than he has worshipped perhaps an established religious figure.
Okay, so before we carry on, this clip is going to connect to several others that we play. And
Is that Austin Powers?
It kind of does look like
yeah,
it, doesn't it?
baby.
Yeah. Well, so when they talk about those who worship Satan and these satanic rulers and powers, what's fascinating is in the theology of the coming New World Order, right? They apparently Benjamin Franklin wanted to use the symbology of the phoenix as a representation of what this kind of system of occult and secret societies would lead to. And what's fascinating is we're seeing the death of the old order, the old guard, and it's out of the ashes of this old system, the blood cults, the Bohemian Groves, the CIA-backed secret societies, and all these different things that the swamp is being exposed with the Trump administration, right? Well, it's because this is the death of the old phoenix, and out of that, burning embers comes the new creation, which will be the technocracy that is going to be, I said that word so strangely, the technocracy, which, they're going to use AI to implement the control measures and also the big, industrial business boom that's going to bring. It's going to be like the next Renaissance, but with technology. So it's going to connect with some of these other things. And it also ties with some of our news clips that we're going to be showing tonight, which is the last hoorah of InfoWars. And of course, InfoWars, Alex Jones got really famous by filming clips from the Bohemian Grove, exposing these weird dress-up rituals that were happening in California in the Redwood Groves, right? And what's interesting, it's the last battle cry because the Onion bought out InfoWars, and so they had this really triumphant thing. But before I get ahead of myself, let's keep watching some of these user-submitted clips.
18 cities that I have reported myself with documentation, 18 cities in America are 100% conquered by Sharia.
Dearborn, Hamtramck, Patterson, New Jersey. There's a few that I can think of. They've even got like Arabic on their police badges, renamed Main Street Palestine Way. I mean, this is real. It's not, figment of anyone's imagination. This is happening.
The city name is Islamville, New York.
What? There's an Islamville in New York.
Yes.
Islamville.
Wow.
That is my number one on the 18 report. It's called the Conquer Map of America.
Wow.
The number one city is called Islamville. And yes, we are conquered. The question is, are we going to let them finish it or not?
And of course, we have a Muslim mayor in New York City now, other than Washington, D.C., maybe the most powerful city in America, something that even I think just a few years ago would have been seen as utterly ridiculous.
We have 8.
Okay, so would you visit Islamville, Jeremiah? I bet they're really nice people.
I don't really know, but hell no. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, it's really interesting to see what's happening in Europe and with the immigration that was pushed by the EU over the past decade. It's a collapse of civilization in the old ways of those different countries doing things according to their ancient culture or whatever, and then you have all these refugees coming in and establishing basically Sharia towns. Which is interesting. It's the dispersion of Islam reminds me a lot of kind of the dispersion of early Christianity that kind of, went out and conquered by settling and like repopulating. And so now there's this ongoing demographic war happening. This lady said 18 cities, but it's very interesting to me as well that the modern American culture has been so trigger-phoned to look at the followers of Islam as the boogeyman and the people we should be afraid of. But if you think about the Christian kind of mindset, there's other types of belief sets that are more contradictory with the Christian concept of Jesus being the Messiah, Yeshua being the Messiah. And, that's actually something Christianity shares with Islam. They believe, slight nuanced differences about Christ, Yeshua. But at the same time, you have modern Zionism, which supports people that are flat out against Jesus and, Christianity in that sense. And so really fascinating how, over the past 20 years, we've had this war on terrorism and all the things that have built up kind of a divide. And then you have this right alongside the forced immigration of all these people that are practicers of Islam. So really interesting.
Yep.
But thank you for sending that clip. Somebody shared some of this information about one of the scientists that was taken out. And it's the woman who was she was a daughter of a UFO kind of anti-gravity scientist, and she herself was very interesting. And in this clip, you're going to hear that the reason she was, I guess, so because she was homeschooled in some kind of really kind of eccentric, very successful homeschool program. Pretty fascinating, that this is the kind of people that, systems that, were frowned upon, by, certain groups of people, I guess. Some people are very pro homeschool, but some people are kind of against it. But it's interesting that having that environment created these type of scientists that are being offed,
Yeah. Who's
So-
against homeschool though? Like,
I can learn a new field in 3 months. Name a field. I don't care what it is. Engineering, science, physics, material science, math, language. So Jeremy, I was homeschooled through this group called Covenant Christian Academy. I was in public school in Huntsville through the 1st grade. We moved out to the country. I was in podunk fucking redneck middle of nowhere county school through the 6th grade. I homeschooled. Jim Ashburn, the inventor of YBCO, was a homeschool dad from my cover group. Sean Bellina, MK Ultra motherfucker. His parents were both OBGYNs for MK Ultra, and he was raised on LSD from the age of 6, was a CCA homeschool dad. Bill Dent, the best friend of Edward Teller, neutron bomb inventor, was a CCA homeschool dad. And like when we moved into our farm here in the middle of nowhere, Alabama, there was Mr. and Mrs. I can learn a new field in 3 months, physics.
Okay, so why is that very interesting? Because we've been following this ongoing story of the scientists that have sewer slided and disappeared or whatever. Her bringing up Covenant Christian Academy and the connection with all of these MK Ultra high-minded scientist types really makes me interested and uncovering, what is the theological and fraternity backdrop of the homeschool that these people were funneled through. It's really fascinating to me. I don't know if you can see that connection with, these bright minds and these innovators and these, people, these scientists and these particular, I guess, homeschool groups,
Well, who's against homeschool groups? You said people were against them.
Well, generally it comes from like the modern liberal kind of school system. They frown on people. I always heard, people say like homeschoolers are backwards. They're not socialized. There's a lot of like lies that have been told about homeschool in general. But I think that's why it's fascinating to see, these, individuals kind of proving, hey, we didn't go to traditional public school system, which, has the Common Core kind of dumbed down way of teaching students. And of course, it's a system that was created, it goes back to, I think, the Cold War and how there was this ongoing effort to destabilize the American society. And they figured out the best way to do that was through the education system, because if you can get the minds of the youth, then you can kind of, transform what the nation looks like as a whole. So they started by deep.
I will say that it is up to the parent to teach one's kid at the end of the day, even if they go to public school, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And there's definitely kids that have gone to public school. Yeah, there's
like my wife.
Different people that go to public school that can invest that time. And, you can still come out of public school systems as a well-rounded individual. But I think it's the deferment of responsibility that causes a lot of the issues, because you're like, okay, well, I'm just going to drop my children off. But what's unfortunate is that the system we've inherited motivates us to just go and work our 9-to-5 job while the government schools our children, and nobody actually, trains them on that firsthand person-to-person basis. And I think that's why we see a lot of the crazy wokeism in the modern age. We see all the dysmorphia and, gender confusion and all the different things that we're having to deal with. It's been a slow boil kind of system that has allowed people that are evil, people that have agendas, to go into these high ranking positions in school boards and all that, and influence the youth. And so, it's interesting to me that, some of these very rich, successful people, they're all doing private school, homeschool for their children, and, taking back the ownership of education. So
yeah.
What you've been told your whole life is a fabrication.
Material science, math,
real story.
language. So, Jeremy,
they still do ceremonies for.
Okay, so this goes into
this group called
topic
Covenant
of
Christian Academy.
Who are these
spiritual
people
beings, such as
running these administrative roles? The Department of Education, the people that are put into these positions that want certain information pushed on different generations. Well, it's the people that are conducting these crazy rituals, right? Worshipping Baal and Moloch and stuff. And so here's some footage that's of the Bohemian Grove, and it's going to kind of call back to mind what we're going to see with Alex Jones' whole, information war that he's been waging. And, the InfoWars had their last episode air just recently, so we'll check that out.
Baal and Moloch, which they still do ceremonies for today, such as in Bohemian Grove. There is a giant stone effigy of an owl. That's the god Moloch. The god Moloch goes all the way back to Rome and Carthage, in which they were offering child sacrifices to this god in exchange for power. And then they will do your bidding, but you end up paying a terrible price for it. You end up losing your soul. And in fact, the groups that work with these entities invariably end up being destroyed, and that is written right into their symbolism, the symbol of the eagle. The original American bird was not the eagle. Benjamin Franklin wanted to be the phoenix. The phoenix is the symbol of the cabal. Why? Because the cabal must be burned to ashes, seems to be completely destroyed, but it keeps arising and reincarnating from the ashes. It comes back. So part of their religious belief is that in order to get their new world order, they must be publicly exposed, they must die for their beliefs, they will appear to be wiped out, and they actually believe that these extraterrestrial gods that they've been contracting with all these centuries are going to return, and they will be glorified. They will return in light bodies, and they will actually now be the rulers of the earth. So this is part of their religious belief.
Now that's David Wilcock, and he's another one of these people that have sewer slided recently, right? And the reason
for Ancient Aliens, right?
Yes, very famous for Ancient Aliens. So the reason I find it interesting, and why I spent a little bit of time talking about the education topic, once again, all love to the good-hearted, hardworking teachers that are just part of a bigger system, right? But what's happening is, you have a consistent, provable pattern where the education system, the systems that deal with youth, the family, health, and human services, these services have all been linked to kind of the old dark order of trafficking, and it's through these kind of corrupted systems that they've been able to perpetuate some of the SRA stuff. And this is documented in cases like the Little Blue House here in Evansville, Indiana. I'm well acquainted with that because I was friends with David Carrico for a number of years and got to hear that story firsthand from him and his wife. What's interesting is, as this old system dies, as the old education system becomes obsolete, and we move towards the technocracy of AI generated education stuff, you can see kind of like there's a baton going to be passed. So in the future, the conversation is not going to be, you need to send your children to public school because they're not going to be socialized. They're not going to learn, culture, the American culture in the right way if you're keeping them at home and protecting them, right? Instead, it's going to be, if you don't plug your child into these American public school systems, they might not reap the benefits of AI technology, of AI classes, of AI catering to your individual student. And so it's interesting to me because I think we're about to see a flip in the way that students are put through education as AI is innovating so quickly. Just recently, Melania released this AI initiative where they're encouraging kindergartners to 12th graders to step in and learn these AI tools. And so it's just really interesting. But there's another topic, that was shared here. I wanted to show this clip. It's two little clips here. One, presenting the time travel conspiracy regarding the recent shooting at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, which is really interesting. And if you guys have heard it, but there's also a kind of a rebuttal to it, another clip that kind of backs up how the theory could be twisted. But check this out. Illuminati card game.
Did see that one. And that one. Not that one.
Yeah, we couldn't find that Enough is Enough card, so I'm curious what deck that comes in.
I don't even know if it's real.
All right, so the conspiracy is that this Twitter account in December 2023 was made by a guy, Henry Martinez, who is the same name as somebody else that works at the JPL. Kind of a interesting figure. We don't know if it's actually this guy, but he just posted one random name. Well, that's who they're linking Henry Martinez to, apparently. But
right. And it's a group that's like two different groups. Have you heard that? Like neither one of them will say that he's a part of their group. It's kind of sad.
Yeah, I mean I think that's the question: is was this a coincidence that somebody earthed up? Or was this actual evidence of some predictive programming or time travel, So he posts the name Cole Allen, and Cole Allen, of course, is the California teacher. California teacher, we're staying on topic here, right? who shows up, and then they have all the stupid symbolism connections. But
I saw the Star of David.
yeah, Saturn and Freemasonry. Oh, I did think
that's a fake photo, by the way. Did you see that?
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. I mean, I'm sure people are pumping out
Benny
AI.
Johnson shared it. Benny Johnson shared it as if, and he never like took it back. And I was like, Benny, I love you, dude, but like, come on, be like, just tell us like that it's fake. I don't know. That's just what I've heard.
Yeah, it's very, very interesting. Yeah, they're making all these connections with the image. It's like this AI generated pixel image kind of showing Trump and the time traveler concept. I do think if you really squint your eyes, you can kind of see what it's showing here. And so now this next clip is a mainstream news service
So Viral Theory says
debunking this time travel theory, even though I think it is fascinating. But let's check out what the mainstream says to kind of discredit this ongoing theory.
Time Traveler predicted the latest attempt to assassinate Donald Trump. Stay with me. This X account has only one post from 2023, a name matching the suspect, Cole Allen. It now has over 50 million views. Over the weekend, a man named Cole Thomas Allen was arrested after rushing past a security checkpoint at the hotel hosting the annual White House Correspondents' Dinner. Shots were fired. Immediately, this theory took off.
This cover photo right up here
is from a website called Time Machine, but it gets even weirder.
So is all this just a coincidence or something more? We found evidence pointing to the real answer. Let's start with this header image. The theory says this image secretly shows Trump after the assassination attempt in Butler, Pennsylvania. That assassination attempt happened a year after this account was created, and many are saying...
Do you think it looks like the Trump image? Like, have you seen that backdrop?
I've seen it. I mean, I don't know. I could almost see anything in it, like they could put the 9/11 towers and I could probably see it. But I don't know. They're kind of making it morph into it, but I could see it like if I want to. It is kind of the same arm.
This account predicted the future, but with reverse image search, we find that
like the image before
like that
they
looks scarier to me.
That
looks like death, like like I see like a skull wearing a hood right there. I don't know.
This image has appeared all over the web for years. It was
it's a
posted on
Unsplash,
a website for free images in 2021. And we find this username, Distinct Mind. Turns out he's a Canadian artist named Jean-Louis Rebello.
He's like, I didn't make that about Trump.
Call him, and he says this image has nothing to do with Trump.
All right, so very interesting. The problem, here's an interesting comment. The problem with subjective truth claims is the lack of objective evidence refuting the endless subjective truth claims, sadly. It would require Solomon's resources, it seems. Yep. Yeah, I think there's only so far you can get with just speculation, but at the same time, speculists and, predictive analysts are right, 1 out of, 12 hours of a day, a clock hits twice. So
we just have to do our job right. I mean, that's what truth seeking is all about. If we're wrong, we're wrong, but we'll find out the truth regardless. I wish time travel was real. I mean, bring it on. I want to see it. I want to time travel.
Stephen Greer recently was talking with Joe Rogan, and he was saying that there are like time travelers from 50,000 years in the future, and they showed up in the past like 100 years, and that's actually who the aliens were. So there was a really interesting kind of interview about that. And I'm very skeptical about the alien time traveler theory because, yeah, man, I don't think time travel is possible, because if time travel is possible, it makes me think that no matter what, like the devil or the enemy of our souls, right, it would have used it to stop other historical, very important events, right? So, like, if there is some supernatural, evil force operating in the world, how have they not implemented time travel, or is it the point that they're making these time travelers are so far in the future and they're coming to visit now? It makes me wonder, why would they come to visit this time period, right? And not some other important time period.
Everybody wants to, get their time machines and go and kill Hitler, but I'd be scared to go in my time machine and kill Hitler because I'm scared that I'd fall under the spell of his beautiful eyes. That's a Norm Macdonald joke, but
hey, if you
shout out Norm.
if anybody watching this broadcast is familiar with Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, I don't know if Jeremiah has gotten a chance to watch it yet, but there's been some interesting comments made over the years of, Bill and Ted. They have this podcast that saves the end of the world, and I'd be really interested if anybody knows any really good like breakdowns of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. You should definitely post it so that Jeremiah can kind of get a taste for. Oh, what is this? Doc Brown?
It's Doc Brown. And then I have
Hey.
my got one of my shoes up here.
Nice.
Time travel is real. It's as real as you want it to be.
So you're no stranger to time travel. You understand the Back to the Future rules of it.
Well, yeah, it takes 1.21 gigawatts to have enough electricity to go back in time, obviously.
And you got to go 80 miles an hour.
Right. Well, 88 actually.
Oh, well, there you go. You've already schooled me.
Mm-hmm.
Here's an interesting clip of this teacher. He climbed to the top of a bridge in Washington protesting. This happened on May 1st. And he's up there protesting Palestine and all kinds of different stuff. But he's live streaming. This is the guy, calling out the U.S. for mass murder. He is a teacher on top of Washington's Frederick Bridge. This is Guido Reichscheider. And he was speaking to Al Jazeera from atop Washington's Frederick Douglass Memorial Bridge. So check him out. He's just like chilling up there.
That's crazy.
Faithfluence. Make sure you go check out Prometheus Lens.
Oh yeah. So I was just going to show you this clip of my booth here at the event. Let me skip forward a little bit. You guys.
They tried to like, I don't know what it's called, collaborate on social media. I was gonna do it.
Yeah. I think he said hi earlier in the show. The guy that this is who posted this.
Sweet.
Was this Prometheus Lens? Yeah, what's up? Yeah, they got a cool little clip of our TrutherCon booth there at the conference or
sweet
Faithfluence event.
Yeah, this year's gonna be pretty epic.
Sweet. All right,
awesome,
cool.
Man. Well,
all right. So
speaking of TrutherCon, you mind if I play this cool little ad that I made?
Hit it.
You know. That's the actual venue. So was that? I
Frank
time
Sinatra
traveled.
was there.
I time traveled. That video was real. We got me, Jake, Lucas, Cameron, the Nephilim Death Squad, Josh Keith, Gary Wayne, and many more that we can't disclose of right now.
That'd be so awesome.
Book your trip. Buy your tickets today, November 7th and November 8th at TrutherCon.com.
Oh, yeah.
Heck yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, hey, man, I'm excited for TrutherCon. It's going to be pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. So is that all your clips?
No, I got some new. Those were user submitted clips. I just had a few more news, kind of current news stuff. Want to read this comment. Bill and Ted were in the band Wild Stallions. They couldn't play their instruments. The middle evil babes were brought in the future to be in the band. Yeah. Time changers.
You know, for the longest time as a
changer.
kid, I thought UFOs were just time travelers from the future.
Well, that's
And it
what
makes a
Stephen
lot of
Greer was
sense.
saying.
But like, you know, we would see more of them, you'd think, unless it's like a time traveler network. Maybe Epstein was a time traveler.
Somebody
Maybe
has a
we could
monopoly
start
on
it.
time travel in the future.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe it's Trump. It would have to be somebody in the Trump family. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think what makes me sad is like if time travel's real, then my you know, man,
Well, you have to
nobody's
have
coming to visit me, bro. You know,
Well, you know,
it's like, come on, I got to do something more interesting.
yeah. There's only one thing that makes time travel possible, and that is the man, now I sound retarded. But Doc Brown slipped and he hit his head and he came up with the gosh, what is it called? Let me know, chat. It's in the Back to the Future. But it's the only thing that makes time travel possible. It's like a little square. I can't think of it right now. At the one time, it was on that box. It's like the smallest little thing, and it makes the whole like DeLorean go back in time. And he's like, "This is what makes time travel possible." Funny, if you look at
Wow.
the first one today, and he puts the dog in the car, right? And he shows that time travel's real on video, and the Libyans come. If you look at the car, there's a man wearing a dog suit. Isn't that funny?
Interesting.
Pretty
Yeah,
interesting.
he
Flux
hit his head
capacitor.
on a toilet and flux capacitor. Yeah.
Yes. I don't know why I was
Cool.
retarded for a second.
All right. Well, check this out, guys. This is breaking news as of this evening, actually. Former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani at 81 is hospitalized and in critical condition. So, yeah, I'm not exactly sure. It doesn't really say here in the article why he's hospitalized. I guess it's because he's, yeah, it doesn't say in the article. But did you ever see that that Borat skit where he like
yeah, where he starts like undressing his pants? Yeah, the
It's
woman.
so creepy, man.
I know. And well, he says that it was because they were trying to mic him up, but it's like you didn't have to take your pants off for them to mic you up. Like that's kind of
Oh,
weird.
man.
But you know, I don't know.
mean, I could probably see like if he had a long white undershirt tucked in and he has to like wire it up it through. And so they got him at the perfect moment to kind of make him look like incredulous or whatever. But yeah, pretty interesting. Now,
Here we go.
check this out.
Look at this. Bill and Ted Rufus was played by George Carlin. Rufus is AI for Amazon. Weird. That is weird.
Really? Hey,
that's pretty crazy.
You loved George Carlin's comedy, so maybe
I
that's
love
more
George.
motivation for you to finally watch Bill and Ted.
Maybe. I just might.
All right. So here's interesting. Tulsi Gabbard is going around saying that they're chasing down Anthony Fauci, you know, chasing him for alleged perjury and his links to gain of function research. I feel like this carrot's been dangled in front of us for a very long time. So we'll see if anything actually comes of this Tulsi Gabbard investigation or whatever. So, you know, a lot of people have talked about how AI is taking over industries. And just recently, the first ever autonomous truck hit the road and completed a 230-mile route from Houston to Dallas, and they made it on time. Check this out.
About autonomous cars, but now there are autonomous trucks. For the first time, a driverless commercial truck delivered freight, completing a 230-mile route from Houston to Dallas on time. This is time-lapse video of that drive with no one in the cab. The company, Bot Auto, argues autonomous trucks are the future. Since there are no drivers, they don't face fatigue or need brakes, reducing overall costs.
We go where sometimes humans do not want to go. I-45 is very challenging. There's a lot of traffic.
Driverless trucks are only legal in some states. California is not one of them yet, but the DMV just gave the green light to test heavy-duty autonomous vehicles, including semi-trucks on California roads. This small trucking company owner supports the technology.
If you ask any truck company what their biggest problem is, it's usually the drivers, keeping them safe and keeping them out of accidents. With automated trucks, those things are easier to deal with.
The California Teamsters Union is against the move.
This is California.
Pushing for good jobs and road safety, saying,
all right, so I'm just curious, Jeremiah. It seems like they're rolling out these AI trucks in your neck of the woods.
Yeah, if I see one, I'll definitely take a photo for you. I haven't seen any, I hope. I'll make sure to get over 2 lanes and make sure that I don't drive anywhere near it.
Yeah, I have so much trouble getting that scene from This Is the End or whatever that Obama movie was on Netflix, where the family's like walking and a bunch of Waymo cars start like careening into each other. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, what happens if the Wi-Fi goes down? Don't worry, we have Starlink. Right. So
yeah, shout out.
All right. So yeah, this next clip was a really interesting conversation Joe Rogan had recently discussing the lost city of Derinkuyu, and it's this like, yeah, thank you. It's this massive underground city that could house 20,000 people. And they found it by this farmer like losing chickens, and the chickens would fall down a hole, and boom, they uncover this deep underground city. And I think what's fascinating is there seems to be a cyclical pattern. If you're interested in this topic, you should definitely go and watch our interview with Jay Dreamers, who, by the way, I saw posted a picture for you recently
in front of the Helen Keller at the Capitol building, and I was like, "What's up, dude? Made my night."
So yeah, we talked with Jay about this cyclical pattern, how the ancients knew that there's these destructive cycles of the earth, and the way that they would survive is they would dig these deep underground layers. And we definitely see it in today's modern deep underground military base, kind of spheres, as the modern age prepares for cataclysmic events. But apparently there's still remnants of these ancient civilizations that dug deep and lived underground. So check out this interview.
Chickens, they would go through a hole and they would never come out. So this guy was like, well, where the fuck are these chickens going? So they broke down the wall to figure out where the chickens go. And they found an underground city that can hold 20
built by schmatzis
with many, many levels, like many levels deep into the ground.
Wow.
It's fucking bananas.
Yeah, wow.
Yes.
Like an anthill.
I watched a documentary. Now you see, like you see where you could you please go back to that one image with the houses? Yeah,
come
like
on
that.
and make my day,
So
Jew.
this guy, it was like behind a fucking wall in a house. So these chickens would go into the hole and they would just disappear. So it's like, where's my fucking chickens? So the guy starts digging around to try to figure out where the chickens go, and they found this. And I want to say they found this in like the 20th century. Like, so
20, I think it was the 20s I just saw.
1920s?
Like 29 maybe?
Wow. So no they forgot about it?
Nobody knew about it. Nobody knew who made it. There was no record of it. And it can
so big, and
it can house 20,000 people in there.
What was it for?
Super interesting. So I wanted to share this because I was like, man, Jeremiah, we should go on an adventure sometime and just go like exploring these deep underground cities from like ancient times, and we might stumble across some buried treasure or something. I don't know. Like that'd be super
find
cool.
Nothing. You never know. That's the hard part. Now, where was this? Where did they find this?
This is Derinkuyu. Derinkuyu is, let me see where it's at. It's
is it near Argentina or Germany by chance?
Europe.
Well,
let me just do a quick search where this is at.
There was a group of people that were really good at tunnels. I know that. Can't remember who they were, but
Turkey. So it's
oh.
in Nevşehir province, Turkey.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Very
All right.
interesting.
So, very interesting. All right, moving on to some more current events. Here we have President Donald Trump has announced that the United States will be taking control of Cuba almost immediately. So this is pretty big news, and it just happened as of May 1st. So check this out.
No, Cuba's got problems. We'll finish one first. I like to finish a job. On the way back from what we'll do, on the way back from Iran, we'll have one of our big, maybe the USS Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier, the biggest in the world. We'll have that come in, stop about 100 yards offshore, and they'll say, "Thank you very much. We give up." Good job. An architect.
Okay, so, you know, we've seen President Trump joke like this in the past. He kind of joked about Venezuela before going in and actually taking Maduro out. And in Greenland, you know, he's trumping about Greenland and talking about Iran. And so Cuba brings to mind a lot of the Cold War era drama that JFK dealt with. And so there's a lot of interesting connections there. What we're seeing is the United States is consolidating the Western Hemisphere, so to speak, you know, and we're basically taking over because they're not allowing any competitors or enemies of the United States or her interests to be this side of the world. And, you know, that's why they started with South America. We had this narco-terrorist war. And it's very interesting. And what we see is that this is all a move to turn the American empire into a self-sufficient entity. And we're already self-sufficient, but a lot of these other European nations and worldwide, you know, countries like China, all these different places, they rely heavily on imports and exports for their survival. But in a lot of ways, you know, if the U.S. takes over this part of the country, then this is the new, not this part of the country, this part of the world, then it is this new world order because the American empire can kind of benefit from self-sufficiency and go into prosperity while the rest of the world is collapsing, you know, kind of like it is because of the Strait of Hormuz situation.
Yep.
We got a super chat here. You got that super chat toot whistle?
Yeah.
Hey. All right. Modern day Turkey, Anatolia, has been controlled by many major ancient empires: the Hittites, Persians, Greek, Alexander the Great, the Roman Empire, the Byzantine Empire, before it became the heartland of Seljuk and Ottoman empires. So what's interesting to me is one of those groups at some point in preparation for maybe the next group coming in to take them over, they're like, forget these guys. We're going to go live underground in a 20,000 person underground city. So they dug deep and dug in.
Yep.
It's pretty interesting. It's very similar to what we're seeing with deep underground military bases here in the West and other parts of Europe and the world. All right, back to this topic of the New World Order. Russia, China, and Iran are not going to come from outside our hemisphere, destabilize our region and our own backyard, not under Trump. The Western Hemisphere is ours. Is exactly what I was kind of alluding to. Check this out.
Need to take over the Venezuelan oil industry.
Well, we don't need to. First of all, let me go back up. We don't need Venezuela's oil. We have plenty of oil in the United States. What we're not going to allow is for the oil industry in Venezuela to be controlled by adversaries of the United States. You have to understand, why does China need their oil? Why does Russia need their oil? Why does Iran need their oil? They're not even in this continent. This is the Western Hemisphere. This is where we live. And we're not going to allow the Western Hemisphere to be a base of operation for adversaries, competitors, and rivals of the United States.
Have specific oil companies.
We also want to see that oil and the proceeds from it. Hold on. We want to see oil proceeds of that country benefit the people of Venezuela. Why have 8 million people left Venezuela? 8 million, the single largest mass migration probably in modern history, left Venezuela since 2014 because all the wealth of that country was stolen to the benefit of Maduro and his cronies in the regime, but not to the benefit of people of Venezuela. You know how destabilizing 8 million migrants The number one fear that Brazil has, that Colombia has, that all these countries in the region have about what's happening in Venezuela and our involvement is they're afraid of another mass migration event. That's what they fear. This is deeply destabilizing stuff. It's not going to continue to happen. They are not going to come from outside of our hemisphere, destabilize our region in our own backyard, and us have to pay the price for it. Not under President Trump.
Let's talk big picture.
Your mic's off, bro.
Very interesting. So no wonder Trump was talking about taking out Cuba on their list of, countries to kind of really, change up the world scene, as we've had it the past, since JFK, really. We've had the Communist Party ruling Cuba and all the drama there with Castro. We got another comment here. So Satan's altar, referred to in the Bible, Revelation 2:12-13, as the throne of Satan, was a monumental Pergamum altar, the altar of Zeus. Hey, that's the same structure that Hitler really was fond of up in Germany, and also Obama, by the way. So that altar was located in an acropolis of ancient Pergamum near modern-day Bergama, Turkey. And Turkey is under Sharia law, the law of the false prophet. Thank you for your comments. Yes, it's very interesting. And it makes me even more interesting about like what those cities under the ground were for. Was it the followers of Islam that dug in during the big Mike's thread? Yeah, isn't it crazy? Obama got inaugurated in front of that altar. It's like, come on.
They do it right in front of us.
Oh yeah. Well, this next clip is very interesting. I couldn't find the exact moment. It was on a short that was on Reddit that got taken down, but this was 4 days ago. President Trump had the Artemis mission astronauts in the White House Oval Office, and he makes this comment like, by the way, they've seen things that are unbelievable. And the two astronauts behind him like turn and look at each other like, uh-oh, he's going to spill the beans. And so it's fascinating to me because this goes right hand in hand with the alien disclosure topic that's coming fast and hard. And to me, it's telegraphing that the Artemis mission is going to be instrumental in kind of verifying some of these crazy, unbelievable claims, because apparently they may have seen something on their trip, if you believe they went at all. But check this out.
Is it worth it? It's really worth it, because what's happened militarily, you see what we're doing militarily, a lot of that comes from space. So it's been pretty great. Good question. Yeah.
Mr. President, I have two questions for you. First, on the topic of space, do you have an update on the UFO files and when we're going to be seeing those?
Well, I think we're going to be releasing as much as we can in the near future. For some reason, and I guess it's just a reason, it's been in the minds of people for a long time, and that is such, they want to find out about the UFOs and anything having to do with UFO or related material. And we're going to be releasing a lot of things that we have. And I think some of it's going to be very interesting to people. I've interviewed people, my first term primarily, but I interviewed some pilots, very solid people. And they said they saw things that you wouldn't believe. So you're going to be reading about it. Yes.
Sir, you spoke to Vladimir Putin not too long ago. Did you talk to him about
it today?
Did you talk to him about?
Your mic's off, dude.
Sorry. So that was the moment I paused it there, because they've seen things you wouldn't believe. It was that same phraseology where on the wide shot during the full stream, the two astronauts turn and look at each other in this like really coy, like we've seen things kind of way. And it was snagged as a clip going, uh-oh, Artemis mission is going to be directly related to the alien disclosure topic. And I wonder how they're going to connect. They're going to be like, yeah, when we were flying around the backside of the moon's butt, we saw something sticking out. And it was a alien mothership planted right there on the dark side of the moon. Like it's going to be something like that is what it makes me think of.
Yeah. I think Pink Floyd, they've already covered that, the dark side of the moon. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah.
All right. Well, to kind of share this last kind of important end of an era type thing, this was the final moments of InfoWars as Alex Jones goes on a big unhinged tirade in the final InfoWars episode, because The Onion bought out InfoWars because of all the Sandy Hook lawsuit stuff. So, just because, we had some of those clips sent in from users, bringing back to mind Alex Jones' work with the Bohemian Grove expose. Let's see it.
This has been beyond epic, and this has been 100% organic and real. Whenever they sued us, they would always ask everybody, who gives the orders? Who's the foundation people? Because they were all getting the orders. Guess what? My orders come from God, from my genetics, from who I am for humanity.
The random dog.
And that's what they can't stand is your orders come from God. We got whistleblowers. We've only begun to fight, but it's only because you buy the products at thealexjonestore.com.
Salesman to the very end, buy more of my ground up gorilla paste, please. I need to make as much money as I can before the Onion take.
Oh no, what? This is not his rant. Hold on. We're going to skip this random talking head.
These show trials I went through showed me so much. Like, I knew there were show trials, but not like a Truman Show. Like I said, the second trial in Connecticut, I look over, it's the same script on the judge's desk when I'm up to testifying. I had punched in the stomach, like I said earlier. I was like, oh my God, it's the same script. It's literally a script. When you realize they're so corrupt, they have coordinated scripts run by the CIA in court hearings. And you're just like, oh my God, I thought I knew how bad it was, and I was naive. And when that hits you, it's like a horse kicking you. It is like being kicked in the balls by Godzilla. And so they think they're going to have their big victory. They think it's all funny. They think it's all cool. No, this is the beginning of the end. We don't ride on Trump. He rode in our train. He was useful as far as he went. And I will sit there and live in a modest house with a modest car, which I love. And they think, oh, we'll take your money, Joe. Shut up. I'm ready to die for this. You think taking money from me does something? It makes me want to strangle you spiritually.
Okay. Oh, man. All right. Skipping the talking heads. That was some of the final moments of Alex Jones as they signed off. They did a big toast. And
R.I.P. brother. No, but he's got something big
have issues
going.
with Alex, but yeah, he's not done. That's for sure.
Yeah. And you're invited to TrutherCon, man. We'd love to have you.
Yeah. If we have any Alex Jones fans or people connected with the InfoWars team, well, connected, now that it's an Onion thing, I don't know. They probably fired everybody. But
I just went to the site,
definitely.
And it just said off air. That's all it said.
Oh, man. Well, somebody reach out to Alex Jones for us. We'd love to have him at TrutherCon. That would be super epic. I know we got a big audience, a lot of people watching, so we're friends. One of my first great kind of conspiracy conversations I had with my dad when I was younger is I was working at this radio station, and my dad came over to visit me, and I was like talking with him about conspiracies. He's like, no, I don't believe that stuff. And then I was like, have you ever heard of the Bohemian Grove? And he was like, nah. And I pulled up the Alex Jones video where he's in there walking with his buddy, and they're showing this weird ritual, and he's just like, what? Like it was really like funny, cool moment years ago that happened. And we don't talk about conspiracy stuff all that often, but I do remember that moment where I really showed him like there is something more to this secret society thing than, you got to give it, some credit. But yeah, shout out to InfoWars, the run they had, and I'm curious what he's going to do next.
Yep. Looking forward to it.
Right on. Well, just one last current event that I think is very significant, and I'm not going to play the whole video. I'm just going to show it was the King Charles address to Congress on the historic visit to the White House. I thought it was hilarious. Did you see how Trump had stacked the courtyard with Revolutionary War soldiers, like in the old garment? Yeah, I thought that was hilarious. But anyways, we have King Charles coming over and reaffirming the Christian faith. And I think this is fascinating, just the focus of this visit and how this is the headliner. The Christian faith is a firm anchor, and this is in the midst of this new kind of religious invigoration of the American populace through TPUSA and a lot of the kind of the actions that the Trump administration has taken. So to me, that, you know, it's all kind of coinciding in a very interesting way. If you have any comments on that, leave it below. And we're going to wrap up with just these 3 memes that my wife wanted to share. So shout out.
Sense of humor. So
yes. Yeah. So don't go anywhere, guys. But my wife sent me these and she wanted me to share them. And I think they're pretty funny. What feminists fought for, you know, it's like, you know, and then what they gave up, you know, is the family. And she linked it to this statistical kind of post. Female suicide rate was up 50% since 2000. Antidepressant use among women up 250% since 1990. Single motherhood up 700% since 1960. Women on anxiety meds up 1 in 4. Female workforce participation up 75%, but life satisfaction down 200%. College women report record loneliness and depression. 40% of women have engaged in self-harm, ranging from cutting to suicide. Your wildest dreams have come true. You can vote and be promiscuous, and you're unshackled from the men to take care of you and children to adore you. But yeah, thanks, honey, for sharing some of these. Last one, toxic masculinity is a major problem. 43% of boys are raised by single mothers, and 78% of teachers are female. So it's actually a lack of masculinity. That's the problem. Very interesting. Oh, wait, one more. She found some of these. They're pretty good. Lord, stretch my gas the way you did the 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread. Yeah, we're all trying to survive in this gas guzzling economy here. Everything's going over $4 nowadays. But all right. Well, thank you for everybody who submitted clips this week, and thank you, Sierra, for your funny, interesting, female-centric memes and reminding us what's important. You know,
shout out to all the good wives out there.
Yeah, shout out to all the good wives. And yeah, Jeremiah.
With my please excuse, you can tell which ones my wife sent to me and which ones are in my feed, okay? And this is uncensored, so please please excuse my sense of humor.
Some people might find some of these jokes offensive. If you are one of those people, I'm sorry that you cannot take a joke. Viewer discretion is advised.
Number 60.
Who rubs their hands and resembles rats? Who owns the banks and wears little hats?
Speaking of AJ, I thought this was you, Jake.
Hey, it's my brother. It's my twin brother.
On my Ring doorbell.
Pennies in there. They don't make those anymore.
I want you to know that I can sniff out if there is a traitor in a company.
Really?
And if I find them, I can finish them.
Well, I really don't need you to do that.
Beatles' first trip to America. It's amazing. Just kidding.
Did you come up with this, like, the double? That's really good. That's funny. Double cross Beatles.
How do you know it's a purebred? Have you ever seen this? It's okay to laugh, guys. You guys tell me your favorite ones. Notice how they never say they're fully Jew. Always Jew-ish. Think about that.
Traveling across America, what did you learn about America as you were filming this movie?
I learned many things, democracy, how etiquettes your people, but I also learned some things that surprised me. For example, that it is now illegal to shoot at Red Indians. And can I please use this opportunity to once again apologize to the staff at the Potawatomi Casino in Nevada?
It was an ugly scene up there.
There were no signs.
No signs. Well,
yeah, because a lot of people, I guess, from your country would think that we could still do that.
Yeah.
Shoot Indians.
Yeah.
A lot of things have changed. I don't know how much of our history.
It is a shame. It is a shame.
It's a shame.
Jake, I thought you'd like this
crazy. Oh man.
Makes sense.
She was like, delete that video of my heavy
Shabbat
breathing.
shalom, motherfuckers.
Hey there, sharks. I'm Bobby, and this is my business. Really fun helicopter rides. And I'm the pilot.
Bobby, let's make a deal right now. 2 grilled cheese sandwiches, and I get a free ride.
You got a deal.
Yeah.
Let's fly, man.
You guys don't know Kobe Bryant and a helicopter don't go together.
Good.
We are now interviewing the only survivor in the recent school shooting, TikToker Krishna Sahai.
Dude, that must have been absolutely traumatizing. What was going through everyone's head, man?
Bullet. I thought you would like this one, Jake. Hey, more of my "the downs are rising" shirt, and it's true.
Yeah. That was a funny shirt. That was one of the mystery shirts.
Cats are Nazis. I'm 100% convinced. My mom would love this one. I score.
What did they make?
Hitler had a dog. Now you think of that.
This is funny, Jake.
I'm no fan of Hitler. I never liked him.
My favorite. Norm.
I didn't like him before it was cool not to like him. But there was a dog in history who loved Hitler more than anyone. He would wake up in the morning and go, "Where's Hitler?" You know? And Goering or something would go like, "He's not here, he's doing some evil stuff." I've explained to you, he spends most of his time doing evil stuff. You can't see him that often. He goes, "Okay, I know. I'm not trying to..." Listen, Goering, I love you. You know, I love Mengele, I love everybody. All of you guys are the greatest. But it's just Hitler is the greatest man who's ever lived. This is why we ask that you don't use recording devices.
Man's best friend, the dog.
Thank you, Bill Clinton.
I thought you'd like this, Jake.
Thank you, Bill Clinton. Thank you.
I don't know why, Jake. One man, one ideology, in the world forever changed. I thought that was just a fun fact. No. I like. That's a good trick. Pearl Jam, yo! Pearl Jam! Oh, by the way, did you know first to legalize porn in America? Fun fact. No, this one's fun to do. Whoever put these together. Super silly. Silly people.
Hey, maybe they're the ones who dug those tunnels.
Yeah, they probably did. Or the other one. One of the sides did.
I'm a strange lady. She makes me nervous. She took me in any day, baby. And she said, "We will come from a land down from the."
Have you seen the real video of that where they're like, Teenage Mutant Ninja
George
Turtles?
Floyd were still alive today and got superpowers, what do you think they would be? Well, he could probably breathe for one.
I like this guy so much. I've already warned you guys before. Who is this? And who is this?
The lips, the chin, the earlobes. Oh my gosh. It's Timothy McVeigh. He's Timothy McVeigh. He did the bombs. Also, he's been replaced and he's the PSYOP.
Hey guys, I just wanted to tell you guys that I've worked for the CIA since day one, and I've been a plant by the government.
And he's gay.
I'm gay!
McGay? McGay?
He's gay. Have you seen the
Timothy
videos of
McGay?
him being gay?
Hey everyone, meet my big black gay lover.
Hey, baby, I've been
Tyrone,
waiting
I
for
think
this.
his name is. I censor it. Don't worry.
I want to
It's
see
just so
that
sad.
inside of me.
And I wish I hadn't.
I wish I.
Oh yeah, and this is for entertainment purposes only.
And then I say, I bet you won't debate me on my podcast or at TrutherCon 2026 for genuine Truther content. So go to truthercon.com and maybe he'll have the balls to come and debate me because he thinks that my dad is still alive and I can prove him wrong because I buried my dead dad. So let's go. Fakest flat
Yeah,
earther.
that's a great short for June.
Yeah, Pride Month.
Oh no, that's not what I was referencing.
Hey,
at all.
did you know that this month, I don't know if this is true, but it's Jewish History Month.
Really?
That's what somebody told me.
Well, I'm not surprised. I'm not
I mean,
surprised.
That's why I had all those, fun facts about, like the porn industry and stuff. Stuff like that, But yeah, fakest flat earther, come at me. Let's go, bro. Calling you out right now. Let's go. Let's go live. We'll go live. We'll do it live. I just heard something break in my house.
Oh no.
Right when I said that. It's okay. I have a gun. Don't worry. It's my Mossad piece. Anyways. So, yeah. That was my Please Excuse My Sense of Humor. If you had a favorite, leave me your favorite one in the comments section. I don't know if I can read this out loud.
Huh.
Let me give it a little.
Mr. Dolphy opens his eyes, pale blue colored iris presents the circle, puts the glory out to hide. Hide, oh now, feel it coming back again, like rolling thunder chasing the wind, forces pulling from the center of the earth again.
Somebody told me, they were like, I don't know if your dad would like these videos. And I said, I think he would. I think he would see the state of the world and he would think they're hilarious. Everybody should be made fun of. Make fun of me. I don't care. People do all the time. It's fun.
Hey, Anthony will moderate your debate with the fittest flat earther.
Dude, I'm down. If you can make it happen, he blocked me because I called him out the first time. So he is Timothy McVeigh.
Well, after your clip, it's Timothy McGay.
Yeah, McGay. I'm gay. That's what he said.
Oh, man.
He's gay. Yeah, he is. Anywho, that's my rant, my Alex Jones rant for the night. So, anything you want to end on, Jake?
Go home and read your Bibles, everybody.
Read your Bibles and, learn some truth. I hope some of these videos taught you some truth. So, anyways, we'll see you guys Thursday on our Discord hangout. And we love you guys. And we'll see you later. And in honor of happy trails to you until we meet
again.
Adios.